Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn in our Windtop Bluff colony. And last time we left off with taking out all of this stuff, plus some other general improvements. This time, we're going to try and finish up those improvements and work our way across the map here. So, first thing, we left this dynamite. Let's go ahead, take that out, and then we can go down to this level and find out. That's where the power is, so we'll just go. There's our power shaft tunnel. Connect that in, and then we go up one. And on top of that, no, I don't need the solid power shafts. We can save ourselves some resources and do this. Let's do this, and then this, and we'll do platform and power shaft. There we go. We'll put that one there. Let's do the platform with paths so they can build all of that. There we go. Our very own little underground workway. Kind of like the subway tunnels, I guess, under large cities. And then we just need to put in some vertical power shafts. Let's go all the way back up to the surface. And then we'll get these in there. Maybe if we can. There we go. Just have to hit the right spot, and there. Now we're all connected in. And then we'll come back through and we'll remove some of this stuff, and we can set up for some of the stuff here. Something I did want to try and do here before the next bad weather. I want to come in here and see if we can make it so these tunnels will drop straight down instead of being I guess dumped into this place, so that there's not a bunch of bad area around here. Let's see what we can get done here. If I go up one, there we go. We'll have to take out this. We'll take out this, and then we'll do the same thing here. There we go. And we'll say dynamites. Let's grab the big one here. We'll put that at the end there. We'll put that at the end there. We'll say those are super high priority. Super high priority. Here, we can go ahead and block it off. So we'll just do that. And then here, we can also probably take these out. It's not quite as important that we get those in, though. Oops. Need to take out the platforms, too. There we go. Choose that. There we go. Hopefully that shows up all right, but we've got a couple of blocks there. We're going to say that that is super high priority, and then we're going to work from there and hope that the beavers can get this stuff in before the next bad tide. This corner up here, we can go ahead and probably get started with our nature preserve on our whole map that we're going to be building. First things first, though, we got to clean up these roads. Our roads look like they were built by somebody that could not walk a straight line. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. Get rid of those and get rid of those. That's good enough for now. Don't need that one either. There we go. Any other roads that need cleaned up? There's a couple of random roads here. There's a couple of them here that we don't need. There we go. That looks good. We've still got those connections in. So let's go ahead and we'll start building ladders down here so that we can get maybe a couple of items. Maybe an underground aquifer over here and one over here and maybe even one there, so that that is all green and the forest can grow there. So let's get that connected in, and then we'll worry about that once they have all those in. We're still going to need some more bots. We've got plenty of our beavers happily enjoying retirement and having the bots take care of them completely, but it would be nice if we could get all of them that way. We'll see if we can at least get pretty close. We might leave them as builders because, you know, beavers just love to build things. So we'll do that. We're going to go ahead and make another section of these, though. So let's come around here and we'll connect this in. There we go. That looks good. Grab a couple of ladders to get up to the top levels here. That'll work. And then in the middle, we can start moving some of this other stuff here. So let's grab some lumber mills, and we'll have to line them up the right way. Here we go. That should work. Let's say 5 of them. Then we're going to need some gear places. 1, 2. Flip that one. Oops, that one's over a little far. That's one. That's one. There we go. So there's our gears. And we're going to want to move these. In fact, we're going to do 2. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we do 4 of these, and then let's do 3 of these. There we go. 3 of those. Or do I want 3? Yeah, let's do 3. And then the last one that we have to do here is, let's see, do we need anything else? Not that I'm seeing. We could actually expand this out just a bit because we've got all of the large ones, I think. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do 2 more of these just so we have all of our stuff taken care of. There we go. We'll let them start on that, and we'll figure out, once they've got this in, what we can take out in other places. Well, we've got a bit of a dilemma. We've got 3 days until a bad tide, and this is basically as far as we got with these 2 tunnels over here. I definitely don't want them to get contaminated, so we might have to work around this for now. Let's see. Can we do ladders down here? Maybe we'll work up until 1 day left and see what we can get in here. That's going to have to go there. They should be able to tunnel through there, so we can probably go ahead and cap this one off. Let's put our platforms in there. You know what? Let's do the 3. And there we go. And 1 more for the cap. Grab one of those. There we go. Let's say that these are super high priority so that they get in there. In fact, let's make sure that they go all the way to the top and that they're connected there. We'll say that everything in this column is also very high priority. There we go. Did that get all of them? Maybe? Nope, it sure did not. Let's get that set to here, and we'll keep an eye on it and just see how this does. Let's also maybe go down to the bottom of the map if it lets me. Nope. I'm gonna have to do this. There we go. And we'll do landscaping, dynamites. Let's do the platform and path. You come out this way, and we say that these are also the highest priority. And we're going to up the working hours to 20 so that we hopefully can get that done. While we're waiting for that nail biter over there to get done, we did go ahead and get this in. So we'll start taking a couple of tunnels out this way. Now let's see. If we go down here, we're going to hit that tunnel. So we need to go over a couple first, I think. Let's put in our pathway. There we go. How about we go? Let's see if that's going to be far enough. Nope, need 1 more. You know what? Let's do 2 just in case. We still got plenty of room there. That's enough there that we should be able to pipe that over to these locations. So we'll come down and we want to take out just under the surface here. Something like this. And where is that? comes over here, over this way, and then it will drop into basically this hole right here. Oops, we can't do that. That has to be definitely one deeper. So let's pause it for a second. And we'll go down one. Nope, not that one. This one's the one we need. So it needs to go down here to this. There we go. And then we can figure out the depth on this one once we've got those that far. We'll just go from there. Well, we're going to have to bite the bullet on this one, and we're going to have to change plans real quick. Every once in a while, those plans just don't work out. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set that to the highest so that we can get that in there, and we'll cover both of those up with this, hopefully before the end of the day. Well, we've got our cap in here, but we just barely made it at 0.0. The last beaver, as you can see, is going down the ladder, returning from it. So we're going to end up with a bit of a mess here when we have to release it. But the good news is that at least it won't contaminate all this water. And by the time we release this, hopefully this will be filling back up and it dilutes some of the bad water down so we don't have to worry too much about it. Over here, some of our more eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed that I forgot something important for our industrial area. Yeah, that's right. I forgot to put a power connection in. So we're actually going to do that pretty much the easy way here and just do a couple of double dynamites. And we'll connect into this power source and it can come over here. Then we've pretty much got everything taken care of. Once that's up and running, we can go through and look and see what we have over here that we can take out, and maybe some over here as well. There we go. They got the dynamite in there. Let's see if we can maybe... Oh, you know what? I put these poor beavers up to 24 hours to get that other one done and forgot to turn them down. Let's turn them back this way. Let's take out that dynamite. All right, and then we will go... You know what? Let's just do this. We'll do this, this, and we'll put you back in here like so. And let's grab maybe one block of dirt here. There we go. And now that should connect everything back in here. And we'll set those to beavers, or bots instead, and that should be punch cards. And hopefully that works to get some of this stuff off the ground. With the bad water filling up what will be the pipes that we're going to need, what I think we're going to have to do is we're going to have to come down here and we'll actually build the pipe the other way. And then we'll connect it back in over here. The only thing is, I know we're going to get contaminated beavers. So let's go ahead and we will grab... I believe that's under well-being. One herbalist. Didn't think I would need these, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and make at least one of them. And then we're going to get started on the stuff for it as well, because I don't think we have any berries left on the map. Doesn't look like it. Nope. So we're going to have to come over here. We'll have this guy plant some berries. Let's see, we want trees and bushes. We'll get some blueberries over here so that they can make it. And then we'll get some dandelions over here, like so. And then we'll just do gathers, one on either side. There we go. And hopefully that's enough for them. Got our new industrial area in, plus everything connected to the main power, which means we can take out a lot of this extra stuff that's around here. For example, all of these can go. Yep, there's that, there's that. We won't need those anymore. We'll have to put back some paper factories. It looks like we're going to need some of those at some point. Let's go ahead and we'll clean up the road behind here. There we go. Looks nice. Here, you know what? We could just do underground piles and probably have a lot better luck with those. Let's do storage. Let's do piles. We'll do the underground pile. This one was for dirt. There we go. This one was for planks. They should be okay. Something else I want to try and bring over. They have a ton of the extract over here, but I think we're a little extract starved, which is why we're having so much problems with refineries. So let's see if we can go ahead and bring over a tank. I want it to go here. Will you go? You won't go there because you don't have any dirt to be put on. There you go. Let's do that, and then we'll grab that large tank, and we'll make that for extract. And then they can fill this extract tank up, but you know what? They should probably have a nice place to export it out. So let's do that. Let's go that. Let's go extract here, and we'll say that's an out. And then they can bring it through here, bring it directly into crossover, put it in here, and then haulers can come and take it away. With this tunnel getting ever close to being done, I'm actually thinking I do want something here, but I don't think I want a sluice. I would like an actual floodgate so that we have as much control as we need, and we'll just set it up to 100 if we ever need some water to go either this way or over to the other way. Then we can just open it, and we can open it depending on how fast we want it to actually be pulled in. Over here, last time we put in that small in-ground aquifer, but it's not quite big enough is what it looks like. So let's go ahead. We will put more paths and tunnels here. We'll do a 4x4, and we'll see, you know what? Let's go ahead and just do even more here so that there's plenty of water in here. And then we'll even go back and deepen it out so that it lasts longer during droughts. Over here with all of this green land that we've got in, I want to start our forestry project. So we're going to get those in so that they can go ahead and start growing some of the forests in here that we're going to need. Let's get you in there like so. And then we will... Oops. Let's get another one of these. Maybe over here so they can plant some more. And then we'll do one. How about here? That can all stay. That should be covered. Up here, we're definitely going to need a couple of them to cover these areas. Let's see. Face it that way, it won't reach. I need it to be at least here. There we go. That's fine. Put one in there. Put one in here. How about right there? And right here for now. And we'll come back to plant the trees once they've... Ooh, that might not work. Let's put you facing this way. That should do just fine. We'll do that. There we go. We'll come back and we'll get a mod to make it a little bit easier to make a nice looking forest. Now that they've got that built up, we can probably go ahead and clear this section. I don't think we need them that much anymore. There we go. Let's clear this up and we'll clear this up. In fact, we can probably go ahead and clear up these as well. We won't need any of this stuff over here, so you know what? We'll just take out the whole thing. There we go. We'll find a place to put those gears, I'm sure. That's good, and then we'll take a look and connect in the aquifers here in just a bit. As you can see, it's still not enough to get to the corners of these maps, so it's being pretty picky about where it's going to put all of these tunnels, but we'll go ahead, we'll get in a couple more so that we can connect that over there. Let's do this and this and this, and we'll do the same thing here. That can go there, and this can go here, this can go here, and we'll let them work on that for a bit. There we go. I went and got the forester tool, and that's going to let us make some nice forest all over the place here. So let's go ahead and we'll say that that is good. Do I want it with clearings? Let's see what it looks like without clearings, because I kind of maybe would want it without clearings. That's better. I'm not sure that I want the dandelions in there. Let's take that out, and we'll see what that looks like. How about this? There we go. That's looking more forest-like. We'll do all of this, and there should be plenty of forest down this way, and we'll forest in here. We've got a big forest here to get planted. There we go. We'll get all of these. Hopefully there'll be something in range that can get all of these. We'll leave that up there. Over here, we'll go ahead and we'll put the forest in here and here and here. And we'll see if they can get over here. I'm not sure that they'll be able to, but we'll see what we can do. Up here, same thing. We'll go ahead and plan to cover all of this if we can. There we go. Let's get that in there, this in there, and that. Same thing here. We'll work on getting that taken care of, and hopefully when the aquifers come in, we won't have to worry too much about whether the trees will have water or not. So that's all good. And then we've got a little bit of one up here, but I forgot to build the forester up here. So let's go ahead. Oh, I'm already out of water up here. Well, that's because most of it fell down this hole last time. So hopefully that's not the case this next time. Let's do, nope, the forester eld. There you go. We'll do this. Yeah, that looks good. We'll do that. We'll get back in the forestry tool, and we'll do these and this. Maybe just a little bit there and over here. Should look pretty nice. We'll go ahead and put that forest on maybe the outskirts of town there. There we go. And oh, did I need forest down here? Yeah, I sure do. Let's go ahead and get started planting all of this. We'll leave those 2 fields there just in case. But let's go ahead, get all that in there. We'll see what we can plant here. You know what? Let's go ahead and say, sure, why not? Whatever does not plant, we'll clear out. Or we'll find a way to get it planted. There we go. Let's get all that. We'll get all this here. And we'll do some random forest through here. As you can see, we took a nice little road through here. And I even made kind of a nice, I guess, overhang that they get to go under here and under here. So maybe I should put in another one of these right on the corner here. Yeah, that'll help out. And then over here needs one too. There you go. And do you cover most of this? You cover a good portion of it. So we'll let them get there. And it looks like I'm temporarily low on bots. So we might go around and just fill them in with regular beavers until we get bots to fill those in. Well, we have a decent amount of paper to get our books and punch cards made. I think we took out a little bit of the paper power over here. We've got a couple in here and a couple in here, but eventually we'll take a look at maybe getting rid of this as well. So what we're going to need here is probably a couple more paper mills. Let's put them in maybe here. Let's do, how about 5? 5 sounds good for now. Hopefully that'll be enough paper. And then we're also having a little bit of trouble keeping up on catalysts. So let's plop a couple of these down here as well. We'll put one there. And then can I switch you? Yep. And we'll get those all making catalyst for us. Let's go catalyst so that hopefully, oops, that's biofuel. We want catalyst and more catalyst. hopefully we can fill that all up. They've got this one done, and it definitely helped the land up here. So we need to move one down and maybe get it underneath this one over here now. Shouldn't be too difficult if we come down to, let's see, that, and we go down that. We can put our nice tunnels in underneath here. Let's do those here. Right about here. We'll do this, 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 and then the other tunnel comes from here. We'll just go down from here. There we go, and we'll build ladders in there to get that in there. That should be fine. Here, I want to store a little bit extra water. So let's go ahead and we'll take out this corner right here. There we go. We'll toss in maybe a 2 dynamite here. In fact, we could probably do that all along the back here. Let's take all of those. There we go. That can go there. That can go there. And we'll deepen that out as well. We're going to follow the same process over here and make all of this a little bit deeper as well to store a little bit extra water. I'm hoping after the next temperate season, we don't see as much problem with it, but it'll always be nice to have in reserve. So we'll put those in there, and then I would like to go ahead and get these out of here as well. We'll do that. Yep. We'll do these here. That should be okay. We do the double dynamite all around the edge here. That'll help out a bit, and we'll fill in that middle as we get all of those in as well. I was looking around, and this section here really isn't serving much purpose either. We have plenty of what we need for those. So I'm going to go ahead and take out all of these. There we go. We're going to take out this, and we'll let them get that cleaned up, hopefully. Maybe it'll take just a bit, but they can get that cleaned up, and we'll figure out something else to do with this area down here. Our large beaver-made underground aquifer does seem to finally be working, so we'll go ahead, we'll forest tool all of this up here. Let's do that. We'll leave what was there already the same, so we'll just fill in what's behind it, and they can just cut down the oaks as they need them. We'll put a couple of those in there. Let's get in these, and there we go. Maybe that one there, a couple over here. That should do just fine to fill out that corner. I did have to stop, and we're just using a bunch of fluid dumps to keep the river going this time, since we're still working on this project that drained our reservoir. But that's okay. It'll come back eventually. I'm not too worried about it. Plus, we've got plenty of water saved up that we can pour in there, and we've got plenty of water pulling in at all times, so not too worried about it. Our forests are starting to grow in, but we have some areas still that need more forest. For example, we could definitely come up here and get some forests up here. There we go. We'll just do some ladders up here, right across there, and then we can put one in about right there. I think covers everything. Yeah. So to get there, we'll just make a nice path straight through the rock. Let's go with, how about some tunnels with path? And that can go here. There we go. Something like that, and something like this, and there we go. And then we'll just grab the forestry tool and tell them to go ahead and fill everything in up here. We want, nope, no clearings again. And no dandelions. Everything else should be fine. There we go. Get all those in there. This is going to be the last big area to change to forest, which means all of this has got to go out of there. We've got most of this already set up over here. And if we need any more of this stuff, we can just build upward here. But there are a couple of buildings that we don't have over there, namely the grist mills, and it looks like we don't have the explosive factories, but we can always make them here. So if we need explosives, they'll just be exported from that district. So we just need a place for our grist mills, and I think we could put them right here. All we got to do is just blow that one up, and we'll put in a nice dynamite there, and then we'll do a tunnel with a power shaft. Do I need the solid one? I don't think I actually need the solid one. Let's see. Do I have the one without? There it is, power shaft. We'll put that in there, and that'll get those connected back. Let's go ahead and put some dynamite up here. There we go. We'll take out all of those. And I think we'll move all the bakeries down to this area as well, but I want to get some storage underneath. So let's go ahead and we'll put in this much. Oops, don't need those two on the path. And in fact, we'll clear out all of this, and whatever we do need or don't need, we can just work with that. But we'll just make ourselves a big hole right there, and then we'll move all the bakeries and stuff on top of this whenever they're done there. I've made myself a small floodplain here, so what I need to do is get this right, and we will block this off and have most of the extra stuff be sent off here if there is any extras to send out, which it looks like there's gonna be. So what I'm gonna do is we're going to take this out of here. There we go. Also, we can just connect that in there. Let's put in a couple of large dynamites right there. Say they're pretty important so we can get this blocked back up before the next dry spell, and then we'll get these all set up so that hopefully most of it, when it's extra, will be pushed off that way. Over here, they've got their dynamite set up, so we're just going to go in. We're going to, you know what, I want to make that the template, and then, oh, I guess whatever gets laid after that is probably what they're going to be, but we're going to copy the 3 deep to all of these here. There we go. All right, and let's explode that out. We'll explode those out. Let's get the power in here, and it can connect in right to the bottom of the building. We'll put you back, and then here we can do all of our grist mills. Let's see if we can see how many we can fit in here. 4 looks like plenty. We'll just do that. That should work fine there. Should I put them the other way? I kind of feel like they should go the other way. So we'll do that real quick, just so that path doesn't get too weird. Maybe, there we go. We'll do all that. We don't need these anymore. They can build those, and then we can start clearing out some other stuff. While we're finishing up some projects here, there was one that I wanted to try and get to. This really isn't much of a river or an outlet anymore, so we're just going to come in here. This is going to cost us a little bit of water, but hopefully, just hopefully, let's go this way with it. Actually, no, let's go the other way so they can work from both sides at once. There we go. And this is now gonna become more of a lake than anything else. But let's say that's super important. We should have plenty of dirt to take care of that. And then this should be able to start filling up over here. They've got the dynamite in over here, so I can go ahead and take those out, and then we'll simply put in a couple of sluices here at the bottom, and we'll do the same thing here. And let's get this in. We'll say that those are both very important too, so we don't lose a bunch of water over the side of this dam. There we go. And we'll set that one to an appropriate height, which hopefully, let's see, should be about there, maybe? Actually, let's get some dirt up here as well. If I grab one of these, we'll just do that. There we go. They should be able to get that from down there. And then it stops pouring on this one poor tree down here. And we can mark that off at about, let's move that up. About there, looks good. We'll leave that and have them build all of that. They've got the dynamite in here, so let's go ahead and remove all this. There we go. And we'll put a little bit of a storage area in here. Something like this. And is that going to work there? That should work just fine there. We'll do this, this, and this. And then do I need anything there? Nope. Not really. Let's go ahead, get in our ladders, which should be, we'll just do this, and they can travel between them. There we go. Just travel between them by the upper layer. We'll do that, and let's get dirt all back in here now. I blew some stuff up just so that I could refill it. But you know what? That's okay. Because sometimes extra explosions are cool. Sometimes they're not, but that's okay too. There we go. And get all of those. And now we can just simply cover those up. And we'll put in our bakeries down here. Bakery here, bakery here. 4, 5, and 6 of them. And then we'll do the grills. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing here. And then we just come right across the top and connect them in. And there we go. We'll get that all set up and they can build the bakeries and we'll do some more clearing. Our new food section is up and running and they've got all the storage they need. They're taking stuff out, so we should be good there. I did put in a maple syrup barrel here for our 2 pastries, but I think everything else should be fine. But that means we can actually come up here and start removing some of this other stuff. So let's go ahead and we can just remove a lot of this. There we go. Yep. And then we need to remove a couple more things. Yep. And all of this original inventory can go. Wonderful. And all of this can go. This can go. And we can take these out of here. There we go. We don't need this or this. Most of these. We'll let them clean all of this up. That can go. That doesn't need to be there. That definitely doesn't need to be there. Let's go ahead and connect that back in. Clear up the last of these roads here. And that doesn't need to go. That doesn't need to go. And, okay, well, a couple more roads. Yep. This does need a road to connect to those in there. This doesn't need to be there. This doesn't need to be there, but we do need to draw in this road right there, connect those in, and now we can just simply put in a couple more of the foresters, and we'll reforest this area up for us. There we go. That looks good. Let's do a bit of decoration here. We'll just do some hedges along the edge. That'll work. We'll put our shrub. We'll say we moved it over here. And as for this, let's do forest tool. Yep, same thing there. Forest and forest and more forest. There we go. Oh, somehow I missed one right here. And all forest here. That looks good. I'm going to leave this because I just like the spiral staircase. So we're just going to have some water storage up here for whatever might be needed for water storage. But we can take out our bakeries. And then up here, we can do the same. We'll go ahead and take these out of here since we've got that whole other thing going on there. We'll even move that to right next to this. Not that we're gonna really need it, but you know, maybe, just maybe. Here we go. Herbalist. We'll put you there, and then we'll get you a big storage thing for all of your medicine that we hopefully won't need, but it'll be nice to have. Back here, before we get too far, take that out of there, and then I just want to put up a nice decorative fence along the back. In fact, shrubs I think will be excellent back here, so let's put you in here. We'll put some shrubs here, and then we'll come back with maybe a bunch of campfires along here, and this can be kind of a camping area for our beavers. Just outside the main building here, and you can see this is where all our extra bots gather. Well, hello there. You're oddly creepy. Okay, good. But the whole place as a whole, you can tell, is really moving around. That huge reservoir we started way back there really shows off in the skyline too. But with the new forests here, you do get a little reprieve from it. I'm going to have to tell my beavers to pick stuff up. But it looks absolutely amazing. Our industrial section is still going strong. And, oh, we got to watch out for beavers coming up the stairs there. But this should be one of our busiest areas. As you can see, there's a whole lot of beavers still coming through here. You never quite get to see how big some of these items are until you stand beneath them and realize these wind tunnels are gigantic. All the power that's being built here and stored here, and still you get a wonderful view from on top. Our campfires give quite a glow as they're lit up for the evening. Hopefully it doesn't transfer to our nice wooded area over here. Our newest wooded area, we've reclaimed quite a bit of this, and with the help of some underground aquifers we've put in, we've made a nice little lake that sometimes goes over its boundaries, but still holds together a very picturesque view. Our nice reclaimed forest here underneath our second reservoir that fills the downstream lakes actually turned out very nice for a little walk, just for any beavers that feel like going out through the forest. Let's go ahead and see if we can hop a zip line into the main section there. I like the zip lines as a concept, but there seems to be a big problem in the way. Well, now that we're inside our beaver paradise, we get to take a look around and see what they see. We've got statues everywhere. We've got nice places to rest. A couple of beavers moving stuff around. We've got their docks. I think this would be an excellent place for beavers to finally come and relax. Finally, though, we've got our last item. So let's go in and take a look at that. Let's go ahead and hit the launch and we'll see what happens. There we go. Beautiful. An opening up and they're all escaping. I have a feeling they'll escape right through the walls here, if we let them. Yep, there they go. But what a wonderful launch and a great way to kick off this map. So we're going to end it there. Just want to say to everybody, thank you very much for stopping by. We had, looks like one beaver exploded. That poor beaver. The launch, I guess, is in their honor. So there's Empire of the Sky for everybody. Hopefully our next one comes along and we get to do some more stuff on a new map. Probably going to be highly modded. Maybe a larger map, maybe a smaller map. We'll figure that out. Just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers and all the old subscribers. But as always, just gonna say thank you very much for stopping by and hope to see you next time. Bye.